Let's be honest. Nobody prepares you for the invisibility of being over 60. One day, you're the pillar of the family, the decision maker, the person everyone looks up to. The next, you are the person people talk around at the dinner table. You've become a legacy member of your own family. You're there, but you don't really matter anymore. And it hurts. It burns with a resentment that you have to hide behind a polite smile. But here's the question that will keep you awake tonight. Is the world pushing you out, or are you unconsciously making it impossible for them to let you in? Today, we aren't going to talk about tips for aging. We're going to talk about the ugly, bitter habits that we develop as a shield against the pain of getting older. These are the things that make your children sigh before they dial your number. These are the things that make your grandchildren feel like a visit to your house is a chore, not a joy. If you have the courage to hear the truth, let's talk about what's actually happening in your family. 1. The ghost of who you were, living in the rearview mirror. The biggest mistake we make is trying to be respected for who we were, not who we are. You want your children to listen to you because you were a CEO, a doctor, or a tough father 30 years ago. But your children aren't living in 1994. They're struggling in 2026. When you constantly bring up your past glory to justify your current opinions, you aren't being wise, you're being a ghost. People don't seek advice from ghosts, they fear them. The bitter truth: your past achievements don't buy you a seat at the table today. Only your current empathy does. 2. The weaponized health, the illness identity. Let's talk about the organ recital. You know what I mean. Every conversation starts with your back, your pills, or your last surgery. Deep down, you use your pain to get attention. It's a way to say, "Look at me, I'm suffering. You owe me your time." But using guilt as a magnet only works for so long. Eventually, the magnet flips and it becomes a repellent. Your children start to see you not as a person, but as a medical problem to be managed. The fix? Don't let your diagnosis become your personality. If you want them to see your strength, stop showing them only your wounds. 3. The silent judgment, the body language of disapproval. You don't have to say a word to push someone away. It's in the way you look at your daughter-in-law's outfit. It's the heavy sigh when your son mentions his new hobby. It's the look you give when the kids are being too loud. In America, we value vibe more than words. If your vibe is a constant cloud of "this isn't how it should be," people will stop wanting to be in your weather system. You think you're being a moral compass. They see you as a wet blanket. 4. The hoarding of advice, needing to be the savior. You're desperate to feel useful, so you find problems where there are none. You tell your kids how to park their car, how to cook the steak, how to handle their boss. But here's the secret: your adult children don't want a teacher anymore. They want a witness. They want someone to see their life and say, "I see you, and you're doing a great job." When you offer a solution to a problem they didn't ask you to solve, you're actually saying, "I don't think you're capable." The bitter truth: the more you try to be useful, the less wanted you become. 5. The golden era trap, hating the modern world. Everything is woke now. Music is just noise. Nobody wants to work anymore. Stop. Just stop. When you spend your time hating the world your grandchildren love, you're effectively hating them. You're telling them that their culture is trash. Why would they want to hang out with someone who hates their world? The fix: you don't have to love TikTok or modern slang, but you have to respect that this is their time. Don't be the person who tries to turn off the lights at the party just because you're tired. 6. Emotional blackmail. After all I did. This is the parental invoice. You feel like you put in 20 years of labor, and now you want the dividends. You use phrases like, "I didn't raise you to be like this," or "I guess I'm just a burden now." This is emotional terrorism. It creates a debt of love, and in the US, nothing makes people run faster than debt. If they visit you because they feel they have to, you've already lost them. The bitter truth: love is a gift, not a transaction. If you're checking the balance every day, you'll find the account is empty. 7. The refusal to be vulnerable. The "I'm fine" lie. You think being strong means never showing fear, so you hide your loneliness, you hide your anxiety about the future, and you put on a mask of "I'm fine, don't worry about me." But vulnerability is the glue of intimacy. If you never show your heart, your children can't connect with you. They feel a distance they can't bridge. They want to know the real you, the scared, hopeful, aging human, not the parent robot that is always fine. 8. The gossip trap. Using others' failures to feel better. As our lives get smaller, we tend to focus on the drama of others. Did you hear about Susan's divorce? I heard their son is in trouble again. When you gossip, you signal that you are a judgmental person. Your children think, if they talk about Susan like that, what do they say about me when I leave the room? Gossip destroys trust. It makes you look small-minded and bitter. 9. Technology as a wall, not a bridge. We've all seen it. The senior who refuses to learn how to use a tablet or a smartphone then complains that nobody calls. In 2026, the call has been replaced by the share. If you aren't in the family group chat, you don't exist in the daily flow of their lives. Refusing to learn tech isn't a personality trait, it's a choice to be isolated. The fix? Stop being a victim of technology. Be a student of it. The bridge is there, you're just refusing to walk across it. Number 10. The unfinished business, projecting your regrets. This is the deepest one. You wanted to be an artist, but you became an accountant. Now you pressure your grandson to be an artist, or you criticize your son for settling. You are trying to fix your own life through theirs. It's a heavy weight to put on someone. They aren't your second chance. They are their own first chance. The bitter truth: your regrets are yours to carry. Don't pack them into their suitcases. I know this was hard to hear. I know you might be feeling defensive right now. You might want to type a comment saying, "You don't know my kids. They really are selfish." And maybe they are. But you can't change them. You can only change the version of you that they interact with. The greatest gift you can give your family in your old age isn't an inheritance or a house. It's peace. It's being the person who is safe to talk to, the person who listens more than they judge, the person who smells like kindness and looks like grace. Don't wait for them to reach out. They're scared of the ugly version of you. Show them the radiant version. Call them today. Don't talk about your back. Don't talk about the news. Just say, "I've been thinking about my life, and I realized how lucky I am to have you in it. I'm sorry if I've been difficult lately. I love you." That's it. That's the viral secret to a happy old age. It's not a hack, it's humility. This was a raw conversation. If it hit home, please leave a comment. Tell us your story. Are you feeling invisible? Are you trying to change? Let's support each other in this second act of life. Share this with one person who needs to hear it, and subscribe, because we're going to keep having the conversations that everyone else is too afraid to have.